guys, it's your boy Game Hunter here, and for this video I'm just going to give like an overall review of Final Fantasy 15. Now I was going to make a review of just the story, but I realized that too many people have done that, and like my opinion, like IGN, everyone, IGN and like all the big people who have reviewed it, you can probably respect their opinion of the story more. But I waited until I finished the entire game. I admittedly, there's going to be DLC, and I will review that when it comes out. But the only thing that I did not finish in the game was beating the giant turtle mountain boss. And I would like there's only one person in the world has beat that yet, and it's reported that it took him 72 hours of straight play to beat that boss. So. And I didn't really have the time to devote that amount of time to it, so I'm gonna wait until, because like they've already said that they're going to, by next year or within the next few months, they're going to release a bit of DLC which will pretty much turn it into like a multiplayer game where you can play with friends, where someone will play as Noctis, someone will play as Prompto, etc, etc. So I think it would probably be a lot easier to wait until that comes out before you fight that boss. But anyway, got a bit off topic. Now I finished everything. So first, I'm just going to cover my opinion on just the basics of the game. Now, honestly, anyone who's played it, you're going to understand what I'm saying here. But like just the running, the sprint option of the game, it's very poor, where like if you're trying to sprint, you'll just stop for no reason. But the way I found around it is to hold B, and he'll sprint for a lot longer, a lot faster. But like you can't do it if you're in battle, because if you hold B, you'll just attack. But just makes it very annoying if you're trying to go somewhere very quickly. So I would advise, that's an update I think they should do, where they just change that. And like there's isn't even like a stamina bar that shows you when Noctis is getting tired, so that you know when to stop sprinting if you want to save it up. But that's just one of the basics which really annoyed me when playing the game. The combat's pretty fun. It's kind of simple. You just hold B. Reminds me of Dragon Age, where you just press B and they just kept attacking. But I just thought it was a bit, simple of attacking, like the weight, not the weight. I think it's the weight mode, where like you can turn the combat system into just like turn-based sort of. But it wasn't really explained very well at the start of the game, so I never used it. I just went with a normal attacking option. Music was phenomenal. The visuals, so many times where I just put the cure to auto and I just drove and I just turned on the radio and I just turned the camera and looked at the world. So Square Enix have done phenomenal after the amount of time that we've been waiting for this game. They did not disappoint at all. That's not one bit. Although the story could have been a bit longer, I'm not gonna lie. And it did start off very, very slowly. But I think that's everything in basic ways. Except for the tombs, like the tombs that you win to get the special items. They were great. Like they got you to explore the world, and you actually got rewarded for it. Not a lot of games do that these days. You can just most other games just basically just say you can explore if you want, and you get nothing. But like going around. Getting more items, it's basically as though you're actually preparing for a real battle. You're preparing for war. You're going around collecting all these ancient war items, and I just thought that was a good addition to the game. Like Square Enix did not have to include it, but I feel it's good that they did. And as you can see, there is a lot of reviews out there, and a lot of there's a highly rated everywhere. But I didn't read any review. I looked at the score. That's it. I didn't want my review to be influenced by theirs. But in regards to the story is very good. Like there's 15 chapters long. The 15th chapter pretty much just being, okay, you're finished, go explore, do whatever you want now. But for the first 5 chapters, I guess pretty split into, you know, start, middle, end. First 5 chapters, basically Noctis is just trying to get to grips with the whole thing, with everything that's happened. Now, before I start this, there is gonna be spoilers, so if you don't want it spoiled or you haven't played it yet, just, you know, I would advise you, you know, click out of the video now. I've given you fair warning. But the first 5 chapters, Noctis is pretty much just trying to get grips with the whole thing after losing his father, losing his empire, and then just trying to understand what he has to do and why he has to do it, and he isn't really ready for it. And it just starts off very slow. Noctis is just kind of like, I don't know, I'll have to say it, he's just a little bitch at the start, saying, I don't care, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Literally, he's a prince. He's just, like, in the first 5 chapters, he's a spoiled prince, doesn't care about anyone but himself. But in the, chapter, the second, third of the game, between, chapter 6 and maybe 10 or 11, Noctis really understands what he has to do and why he's doing it. He understands that he has to do it to save the world. But when he loses Luna, when Ardyn kills Luna, that's his turning point. He just loses all hope that he can do this, because Luna was kind of the light. Well, literally, she was the Oracle, but she was supposed to help him through this. She was literally there, and she did save him against the Leviathan. But when Luna died, that was the most emotional part of that game. I haven't seen I haven't seen a game do a death like that in a long time. And if Square Enix do that in Kingdom Hearts 3, I would love it. But the whole falling out and arguments between Noctis and Gladiolus, just kind of just made no sense. Where Gladiolus just said, "Man up." Noctis did just watch his oldest friend and the woman he loved die in front of him, just stabbed, and yet Gladio just says, "Man up, move on." That's no one would ever say that, especially just, you know, a few weeks straight after. And I understand Gladio was he was very angry at Noctis because Ignis lost his sight because of it. But that's not really any reason to be angry at Noctis. So it didn't really make much sense to me. But and then later on, Ignis just says, "Stop fighting. Okay, we're good now." Don't get me wrong, I understand I'm talking very negatively about the story, but I really did like it. But the last 4 chapters of the game, they were phenomenal. They actually felt as though you were going to war. You had to do this, or else the world was going to end. And to make you care about characters in just one game, to make you care about a world in just one game, not many developers can do that. But Square Enix did it so well. But I feel the ending of the game would have been a lot better if the characters had been introduced in another game and this hadn't been the first game we saw them in. Noctis gets absorbed into the crystal and then he's gone for 10 years. Yeah, I think it's 10 years, I think. And it doesn't really make much sense as to why he was stuck there for 10 years. Just kind of says, yeah, he was there for 10 years. Don't question it. But going to fight Ardyn, especially your assault on the city. The assault on the city was pretty bad because you couldn't beat any enemies. You had to just run through them. And then you had to fight the giant behemoth before you could open the gate. You know, if you're supposed to you're supposed to think, right, I'm going here to fuck shit up, but you can't do anything. You literally, every single enemy pretty much puts you in the injures you in one hit, so you just have to run through them. Square Enix should have done it where you run in there and every enemy, no matter how strong, you can beat them, and they do little little damage to you. It makes you feel so weak going to fight Ardyn when you can't even get past a giant serpent. That's one issue I had with the end battle. Then you had the battle with Arden. It was pretty simple, to be honest. It just, I didn't die once. It was pretty easy, and I expected a much bigger fight from someone who's supposed to be immortal. Like, I get Noctis had the ring, but the fight should have been a lot harder than that. And then there was the bit at the end where Noctis had to go and kill himself to kill Arden. Again, it was very emotional, but it made no sense. Literally, it was never mentioned that Noctis was gonna die or why he had to die. And like, he had beat Arden, and then he goes, "I have to die before I can truly kill him." That was never covered. And then if you watch through the credits, there's a bit where Noctis is trying to say to Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio that he's gonna miss them. He's sad. That his body has to do this, and they have been the best friends he's ever had. That bit should have been before the end battle. It should not have been after the fucking credits. Literally, like, it makes no sense. Oh, he's just dead. Let's show them this emotional moment now. It makes no sense on behalf of Square Enix. Like, they should have it. I'm getting very angry here. I really shouldn't be. Like, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it does have its issues. It's not perfect. Not a single game is. But I just feel that after all this time, Square Enix, I was expecting like a perfect game after all these years. But don't get me wrong. I do advise anyone who hasn't played it yet, or or anyone who thinks that they wouldn't like it, I would advise you to go and play it, go and buy it, borrow it off a friend, anything. Even just give it a go. Play it for the first hour, okay, maybe 2 hours, and just see if you like it. I'm pretty sure most people are gonna like it. I played it for hours and hours on end. Literally, there was an entire day where I just spent playing it. I'm pretty sure whenever I finished everything, I had nearly 100 hours into it, probably more. Like, there is a lot to do. I did every side quest and everything, every item, every mission. But if you haven't played it yet, I advise you to play it. And I apologize for the video being kind of long, but it was a long game and I wanted to make sure to cover everything. But anyway, thanks for watching. This has been your boy Game Hunter, and as always, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and also leave a like and comment below if you've played it and what you think about it. Thanks for watching.